What up, everybody? We are live. It is a special Wednesday evening podcast. My puppy is having a stroke, but it's Thanksgiving. We got 3 games. Just making sure everyone's in the game. John Mosales here, host of your It is Week 13 podcast, not Week 12. We're not going back in time. There's no DeLorean. We got Jason Baum here, the angel of death, the bearer of bad news. When there's a bunch of injuries, we got no Brian today. So, Jason, what is up?
Hey, not too much, man. Just back at parents' place in Northern California, getting ready for a big weekend, especially on the college side of things. Rivalry weekend. ASU, U of A, always a big one, and we got something to play for, miraculously enough. Besides the Territorial Cup.
Okay. Well, that was unexpected, but yeah. So Thanksgiving, do you love the Thanksgiving football? I mean.
I usually do. I mean, it's great to wake up to, especially here on the West Coast. Nothing better to do really at 9 a.m. and, kind of carries you through the day. And there's just, it's a good time with family. And, my sister and brother-in-law are always in town, so it's just fun to watch games with them.
How much football do you get to watch? What percentage? So we got 3 games, 3 hours each. Like, are you north of 90, 70?
70 around. We got the entirety of the morning game, a good chunk of the afternoon game. I would say probably half the afternoon game. And then probably 3/4 of the night game.
Okay. I guess it all depends on I guess your time zone, right? Like what's the Turkey time zone? It's like maybe 7 to 8, 6 to 8.
For us, it's probably 5, 5? 4:35, somewhere like that.
5 no screen time. Yeah.
Yeah, no, pretty early usually. So it comes around pretty quick. And then, brother-in-law is a big Packer fan, so I know we're going to be watching the game tomorrow. Last year, with the rest of the family being Niner fans, the Niners are playing the Seahawks. Let's just say everybody hurried through that dinner.
Well, okay, yeah, I don't remember that. I can't do that game off the top of my memory. But yeah, we got 3 games Thursday. We got a Black Friday game, which is very exciting. Great Chiefs, Raiders. But we got 3 great games tomorrow. We're going to do a deep, nice preview. But let's just wrap up Week 12 quickly. I mean, we saw it was like concussion city all over again. What were some of the big injuries?
I mean, we were already in bye week hell, so there was that. Bye Mageddon was brutal, and let's just say I didn't get out of it okay. Just a few injuries, definitely a few concussions to talk about. Austin Eckler, suffered his second concussion of the season. Was hurt on a kickoff, and he was able to get off the field on his own. But he's currently in concussion protocol, so we don't know if he'll be able to play Sunday when the Commanders play the Titans. Also in concussion, earlier in the week, we had Cedric Tillman.
Wait, but before we get to that, Brian Robinson got hurt too, right?
That's right, knee and ankle. He returned to the game, though.
Did he do anything?
He didn't do much. The Cowboys' defense actually really held the Commanders in check. That offense that was so electric early on has really slowed down a bit in recent weeks. Which has been a trend with Cliff Kingsbury over the years. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're hitting a little bit of a wall. Maybe teams are figuring them out a little bit. Some injuries may have something to do with it. But Jaden Daniels hit another miracle, huh? To Scary Terry.
Jesus, yeah. I was blurbing. I missed that play. But so if Robinson's banged up, Eckler's out, Jerry McNichols, must add?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it has to be. Titans aren't a good team, even though they did beat the Texans last week of all teams. But at the end of the day, if a guy is going to be an RB1 and get most of the volume, you got to pick him
up. Okay. And then, you're talking Cleveland, so Cedric Tillman concussion, but it was on the Thursday, so maybe the couple extra days lets them pass the protocol.
Well, I mean, that's even better news because not only did they have the extended bye with Thursday, they don't play on Monday.
Ooh, nice.
They're the Monday night game in Denver, so he has even more time to get right. I haven't seen anything about his practice status this week, but I'd be pretty shocked if he didn't clear protocol in time and be able to go Monday night in Denver.
Okay, good. Okay, well, what else we had? We were dropping bodies. Brock Purdy, you want to talk San Fran?
We're talking. Well, stick on the concussions stuff.
Okay.
With Romeo Doubs.
Oh yeah.
He left Sunday's game against the Niners with a concussion. He was interfered with in the end zone. Banged his head on the turf. He has been ruled out for tomorrow, which is not very surprising. You get a concussion, early in, on a Sunday game, and you have the short week. You're likely not clearing concussion protocol. In time for a Thursday game or probably even a Friday game.
Yeah,
So,
unless it's just star QB and it's a Tyrod Taylor, the guy who stabbed Tyrod Taylor, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that wasn't even a concussion. That was just ribs. So Jaden Reed, Christian Watson stock definitely up. Tucker Kraft stock definitely up.
Dontavian Wicks?
Jontavian Wicks, yeah. Another guy could be back in the mix against Dolphins defense has been hot lately, but I know everybody's been pushing the cold weather narrative. I'm sorry, you can't stop pushing it until they actually prove something.
Yeah. We'll dive into that game too in a second. But all right, is that all the concussions? Jesus.
Those are all the concussions, yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you want to go to other positions, we can go to positions and injuries. Let's go back to running back here. David Montgomery hurt his shoulder on Sunday. Didn't return to the game, but according to him, he would have had it been a closer game. He's officially listed as questionable tomorrow against the Bears. I would expect him to go, and if that's the case, he's expected to go. He's a must start. He's basically a walking bucket at this point and scores touchdowns.
So what would it take for you not to start him? Like if he was doubtful, then he said he'd try and play because all he does is score touchdowns.
Him just not playing.
Just not playing. That's it. Okay.
Inactive.
Because it's kind of a revenge game too. The Bears, right?
I mean, he's already been gone over a year. You get one pass at that.
Okay, fair enough. Good point.
You get one pass at that. I mean, he's clearly in a better place. The Bears are still, the Bears and the Lions are, literal world beaters at this point. So I'd say he's gotten his revenge and then some. And he just got an extension from the Lions too. So I mean, I don't know how much more he needs other than a Super Bowl now.
So speaking of also revenge, we had J.K. Dobbins against Baltimore. He got hurt, didn't return, and I think he's already out.
Yeah, he has a sprained MCL, and he will be out for Sunday. And according to Adam Schefter, he's currently week to week, which is really tough, man. I mean, he's been having such a great season, and he was running the ball really well against the Chargers too. He had 59 total yards before half
against the Ravens.
Yeah, against the Ravens. Sorry, 40 on the ground, 19 in the pass game with 3 catches. He was doing well, and then he just kind of mysteriously left the game and did not return. So yeah, it's a tough loss for the Chargers.
Is it Gus Bus time?
Yeah, I mean he's the priority at this point. I would assume he would be the starter, but Hassan Haskins is also not a bad ad here either.
Ooh.
He seemed to be getting all the love at this point, and then you also have Kamani Vidal, who will likely be active. He did some decent spot work for the Chargers a little bit earlier this year, so it's another guy you should consider. Maybe consider a deep league, and if you're really desperate, maybe if you're a checks notes Breece Hall owner. I know we kind of talked about this off air. Breece Hall did not practice today. Apparently, he's got soreness. He's coming out the bye too. The Jets are still hopeful he can play on Sunday. As a Breece Hall owner, I'm also hopeful he can play on Sunday. But I don't know, especially with the way things are going there right now. It's we'll see. But it's definitely something to monitor throughout the week. So if Braylon, he's been playing really well. Braylon Allen, if you're lucky, maybe they're on the waiver wire for you. Grab him immediately. But if you can't find Braylon Allen, guys.
I just added Braylon Allen. He could be a league swinger, right? He's a beast. He can catch, run, score. He's fast. He's crazy. The only thing in his way is Breece Hall. And if he beast, maybe they move Breece in the offseason, right? He's that good. Jets need a little renovation. So what would you – so let's say Breece plays. Like, do you think maybe they go 50-50, right? Like, would Braylon Allen be a RB2 or a low-end flex for you?
I would say low-end RB2 flex. I mean, you just never know with these guys. Like, they say they're on a pitch count, and they end up doing, amazing things. I mean, these dudes are unreal athletes, and they find a way to maximize themselves kind of no matter what. So it just kind of is what it is. But Braylon Allen's still too good of a back to just be ignored.
Okay, cool. And then, all right, anything else? Let's move on to week 13.
In terms of just injuries really quick, just some good news, I should say. Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman Looks like they've returned to practice this week in limited fashion as the Bills get ready for the Niners coming out of the bye. So that should be definitely a help for Josh Allen. He usually plays well in prime time, so that'll help his stock and definitely help their stocks. Both, to me, wide receiver twos. And then at the tight end position, Tyler Higbee returned to practice today, coming off that torn ACL he sustained in the playoffs last year. Hey, you can blow it off all you want, but lack of depth at the tight end position this year, and the way that position has gone, never hurts to take a flyer.
But hasn't it been deep? It's been all these no-name guys popping up, like Jonnu Smith, who we'll talk about later. Right, Kate Otten was great for a while. Right, you got the Hunter Henrys. I think it's just not. It hasn't been good at the top, but like the random guys, you got Tucker Kraft's got 3 touchdowns in 4 weeks.
Exactly, so it's the random guys. So Tyler Higbee, definitely one of the random guys who come out and do work, and
not
maybe
coming out for Achilles.
Maybe swing you a league win. You just never know. Like there's a couple significant guys coming up here in week 14 too, including Zach Ertz and Mark Andrews. I'm
going on a limb. Tyler Higbee will not swing any leagues this year. But and then QBs. We got that Bills Niners game, which should have been game of the year. What's the Niners fans saying? Do you guys have a shot?
At this point, I wouldn't say we have a shot. Brock practiced in limited fashion today, according to Kyle Shanahan, but the open portion of the media practice, he lobbed 2 passes and basically sat out the rest. So I would say his prospects for playing Sunday are not looking very good.
Oh, brutal. Okay. So season from hell. You lose the Super Bowl, you lose the next season. It's the Madden curse.
2020 all over again.
Okay. So we're good. Let's answer a couple questions, and we'll jump into preview. All right, Jeff, you good?
Yeah.
All right. If you're done with injuries. Jeffrey Miles. Yeah, Miles. PPR need 1 each. Running wide receiver, running back flex, total of 3 from the following players: Hubbard, Pollard, Irving, Garrett Wilson, Tyreek Hill, or Hawk. I've got McBride as my tight end, who is better than Hawk, although they're both elite. Thank you. Okay, so I think we're Garrett Wilson, right? Must start, right?
I actually disagree here. I'm going to go Tyreek Hill.
You want to start Tyreek?
I'm saying Tyreek because he gets all the stuff behind the line of scrimmage. And we're talking full PPR. Those are free points.
Yeah, but he's like a 5 for 50 now. I can't. He's by no means a lock anymore.
Garrett Wilson's last game, he had 3 for 26?
Okay, and the 3 games before that, he had over 100.
Yeah, the Jets are just so unpredictable. They're so maddening. I feel like I'm still a believer in Tyreek.
Oh my God, get off the bandwagon! It's on fire.
I'm not even
a dog in the bar.
In terms of full PPR, the stuff that he does behind the line of scrimmage, to me, makes him more worthwhile than Garrett Wilson. I'm going Tyreek. And hey, for the betterment of the show, we're disagreeing here, so there's that.
Yeah, but I'm right. You're wrong. I was on the Tyreek he's due, but he's not. It's Jalen Waddle's the wide receiver 1. 2 cold weather. At least there's no Jair Alexander. That's better for Tyreek. But I think Wilson's a smash. Okay, let's just say we're going Wilson and Tyreek, wide receiver and flex. So now we need a running back.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, this is a tough one. Do we go back? Do we get back on the? I'm back on the Bucky train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the Bucky train here. They have a great matchup this week against Carolina. They can't stop.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, that's But also, Tampa's not good against the run either. So you could potentially flex Hubbard.
Right, I know, but you're thinking game script, right? Baker might just be crushing people, right? They go up 21. Maybe they actually bring Jonathan Brooks in, but that feels like banking on Tyreek at this point. It's just every week, and it doesn't happen. So I don't like betting. I don't like betting against the streak. What about Hawk? He doesn't creep into the flex because he's been great.
The 2 tight end sets work in real football. Do they work?
It doesn't work in fantasy. I've tried it many times.
Does it work in fantasy? I usually don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm saying Garrett. I would go Wilson, Irving, and then I think Pollard looks great again. Tennessee's kind of sneaky. That's what I would do. But Jason wants Garrett Wilson. So
I love Garrett Wilson. I'm going Bucky. I'm going Tyreek. And you know what? I'm also going Tony Pollard here.
You're benching Garrett Wilson.
Oh, no, sorry. No, sorry. No, I'm going Bucky, Garrett, and Tyreek.
Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. I'm just not going to bank on Tyreek. He's got to prove it to me. He's got 1 week in the top 15, and that was week one. And cold weather Tua. So if he does it, great. I would bench him, and if he goes off for 100 and a touchdown, then you can start him next week. It's almost a win-win. But okay, all right. Thanks, Jeffrey. Told you we'd hit your question up if you gave us from the Discord. Ray Gamer. Hey, fam. What up, fam? Should I start Kate Otten versus the Panthers or Taysom Hill versus the Rams? Okay, let's just start that one. Kate Otten, he didn't have a great week. We got Mike Evans back. They're really using the running backs in the passing game. Was it a one-off or is he getting phased out? Because it's a great matchup.
I still feel like it was a one-off, especially because they were in a very positive game script early. I mean,
That's true.
That game was over pretty fast. Even just talking spread here, I told my buddy that I would pick whatever games his dad was taking against the spread this past week. I was so committed to it, and then I listened to his podcast, and I heard him say I like the Giants against the Bucks plus 6.5. I was like, I cannot talk myself into this one. I'm riding with the Bucks, and that game was over the second they scored their first touchdown.
Yep, that's true. It was over really quick. Giants are kind of a mess. Kate Otten, Panthers, great matchup. I'd say high floor, but Taysom Hill's got that ceiling. He might throw one, rush one, catch one.
The only problem with Taysom Hill is this, and we've seen this over the years with him. He has that one explosive game,
yeah,
like a crazy, crazy game, and then everybody rushes to pick him up as a priority ad. He just does nothing the next week.
Yeah, you chase it. Yeah, Saints run a bye, right? So they'll be kind of healthy. They got a nice.
I mean, they still don't have Chris Olave, which I guess helps, but I don't know. I still just the years of being. I've seen too much the same trend with Taysom Hill, so I just can't do it. I'm sticking with Kate Otten here.
I'm going. So again, do the thing. I love it when Anthony always brings this up. He says, "Look at your projected score. If you're if you got a rough and your opponent's projected 130 or 115, I say go Taysom, right? If you need that Hail Mary home run, but if you just need 12 points, reliable tight end production, probably just go Otten. Can't go wrong. I mean, he should be the kind of the second option in this offense. Maybe Mike Evans stretches the field, Otten opens it over the middle. Because he'd look great for 5 weeks. Okay. Second part. Should I start Ladd McConkey versus Falcons or Garrett Wilson? Oh my God.
Good problem to have.
What are you taking Ladd?
I kind of like Ladd here. And the reason being, he's been great. He's been clearly the Chargers' number one receiver. Now, Gus Edwards isn't that great in passing game out of the backfield like Dobbins is. So that just adds more target share to pass catcher on the outside. Although, the one thing I could say is that Quentin Johnson probably will have a bounce back game on Sunday. Like he had a bad case of the yips on Thursday night, Monday night, 4 drops. Like, that was bad. But McConkey's just been Herbert's guy at this point. The other thing is the Falcons don't really have a true number one shutdown corner. So that helps Ladd. The Seahawks, who the Jets are playing, do. And I feel like Garrett Wilson is going to get a steady diet of Devin Witherspoon, and that's going to hurt him.
Okay, but maybe they move Wilson around. Adam, he might be on Adams too, but you never know. But that's a good point. It's tough, man. I mean, I like teams off the bye. Aaron Rodgers said he's healthier. They're at home. But man, Ladd looks great. Right, Herbert's locked in, and he's hitting them. He's hitting them on these deep flag routes. He's hitting them over the middle. He's catching everything.
Yeah, I mean, respectfully though, I don't believe a damn word that's coming out of one Jets drive right now. I don't believe anything coming out of Florham Park, New York.
I would start Wilson because I just like Garrett Wilson, but I mean, I think Ladd's probably the safer bet, right? Ladd's going to give you 6 and 70.
Ladd's got a better floor. Wilson's got the better ceiling. So it kind of comes down to, again, that, the projection thing. If you're, you need to chase points and you need that really high ceiling guy, you're going Garrett Wilson. If you feel like you could be safe here, you're going Ladd.
It's tough, man. Ladd looks so good. And it's just Herbert slinging it, and he's hyper targeting him. I think he's going to kill Johnson. So, and also with no JK, they only got Edwards, right? They might pass a little more. It's kind of
I
it's
don't know if they're
all.
going to pass a little bit more because that's not Harbaugh's style. That's the other thing is like Harbaugh is so committed to the run. Like find somebody who loves you the way the Harbaugh family loves to run.
Okay, yeah, it's true. All right, Matt Carmody, would you start Njoku or Jonnu Smith full PPR? I mean, I think you got to be doing Jonnu Smith all day in this one,
Yeah,
right?
you got Smith at this point until you can get a little more steadiness on what's going on over there.
I mean, if Jameis was at home, maybe you could talk me into that. Or if Cedric Tillman's out, but we won't know. That's the problem.
Yeah, guy is guaranteed to play at this point.
It's
Guaranteed to play, and you don't know, or there's more stability around the other situation.
It's close for me because I just think Tua in the cold, right, on the road is a real thing against good teams, right? I don't think he's going 340, but Njoku's pretty safe. But that Denver D's good. I'd go Jonnu Smith. Get you some Thanksgiving.
Njoku isn't even that safe, man. He had a bad game last week too. All those drops. I mean, hey, everybody else found a way to ball, and he caught one conversion. Like, he dropped a lot of balls last week. That was rough, and I wouldn't expect the Denver weather to be much better on Monday.
Good point. Good point.
Denver.
Okay. But but you got Jonnu Smith, right? We were looking at Brian's projections. He's got Jonnu. Oh, I guess that's just for the Thursday, but
for Thursday.
But he's got Jonnu Smith over Travis Kelce, Sam Laporta, and Brock Bowers. So
yeah,
trust
I'm going Jonnu Smith at this point.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. And hey, anyone on Twitter, jump over to YouTube. Then you can drop a question. We'll answer it, or hit the Discord. I will try to get into it before the games tomorrow, but we got a lot to do with all this short week. 4 games before Saturday. All right. Pharaoh says, "How's it going? Do I give Kyren and get Bucky and Garrett Wilson?"
Yes.
Quick answer probably yes, but check your team, right? If it is 10 team league, you want the best player, you probably want Kai. I mean, I don't think there's any form. I want Bucky and Garrett Wilson. I think Kyron's kind of wearing down a bit. They've been grinding him. He's a smaller running back. Bucky's actually peaking. They didn't really use Sean Tucker that much, right? And they're using Bucky in the passing game a lot. Schedule's nice, and then Garrett Wilson too. I just traded for. I think Garrett Wilson's about to pop. I love teams after the bye. I love this trade.
Yeah, I would 100% do it. Is it just me? Random kind of fun thing here. Is it me, or is it just kind of funny that both backup running backs that play at SoFi Stadium are both Michigan running backs, with Hassan Haskins and Blake Corum?
Yeah, it's only funny to you.
That's random as hell. It's kind of funny.
All right. Fun trivia. You should have quiz Brian with that. I think we both love Bucky. Bucky he's scoring every game. He's
Buck's run offense is just really good too, and plus the threat of Baker, and plus the other couple guys in that backfield, just give him so much more respect too, and just make him that much more dangerous.
Yep. Good running backs and good teams. Sometimes it's just that simple. All right, Jack. Joe Burrow. No, there's the one guy who every week he goes, Mahomes or Bo Nix? And I think we've been Bo Nix pretty much every time. But now,
I know it's a tough matchup with the Steelers, but you got to start Burrow. I mean, again, I know I've said this on the show a couple of times. If the Bengals were any better than 4-7, Burrow would be the runaway MVP right now. 27 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
I don't know. You get Bo Nix at home. Cleveland's really been vulnerable to the pass this year. Cortland Sutton looks like a wide receiver 1. I mean, we just saw the Ravens play Pittsburgh, right? Lamar had the worst game of the season. That Pittsburgh D is for real. I'd also like to check Joe Burrow. Does he play well against Pittsburgh? I feel like he doesn't.
He's had a mixed bag. I don't know if you remember opening day 2022.
Yeah, he had 2 picks.
Yeah, he had 2 picks, but he also threw 300-something yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, because they were pick sixes and they went down, and then they had to air it out.
Doesn't matter on the fantasy scoreboard, does it?
That's true. Joe Burrow, Bo Nix. Oh man, Cincy at home at least.
Yeah, the game's in Cincy. So
okay. Rule 1: do not bench Joe Burrow at home. I don't care if they're playing the Monstars.
The guy's just been playing at MVP level.
Yeah.
I just think he should be. You got to start him every week.
Yeah, it's just on the road. Pittsburgh D's don't travel that well. I mean, since he's a desperate team. I like yeah, bro. Especially imagine if you have Chase, but the bro Chase. Like, are you just winning leagues if you have that?
Probably. I mean, I hope so.
Right?
I got them a year early, unfortunately. I had them last year.
Or a year late, yeah, year early, year late because this is rookie year. Okay, let's jump into the preview. So we got 3 games tomorrow. We got Lions,
We got Lions,
Bears,
Cowboys,
Lions,
Giants,
Packers, and Bears.
Dolphins, Packers.
So we got the. Do you know the spreads?
It was last time I checked, it was Detroit -9.5, Dallas -3.5, Green Bay -3.
Yeah, no, it's like 10.5 now. That line's moving.
Whoa.
Everyone's betting the Lions because the favorites on Thanksgiving are apparently like undefeated. They're like 60-70%, and big favorites cover every time. So like
the Lions were a pretty heavy favorite last year on Thanksgiving against the Packers, and they lost.
Exactly. That was like the one exception. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of like Chicago, man. The new OC's cooking. Caleb's running. He's slinging. DJ Moore's back. Keenan Allen looks good. Roman Duze got 10 targets.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really scared to start Caleb Williams last week against the Vikings, and he did wonders for me. Yeah. He produced like a good 30% of my team's fantasy points last week, bye-week hell. So really glad I stuck. So I was about to start Drake May, or I was about to pick up Drake May and start him, or Stafford and start him. But I gratefully didn't do that. However, Lions are 9-2 against the spread. It's pretty hard to fade them at this point.
Yeah, I just wrote in my preview, like, there's people that's betting the Lions every week who have a third house now, right? It's just So the trend says back the Lions, but I think the Bears are playing well. But I mean, also Goff had no touchdowns last week, so we know how he does at home. You know, he's the bounce back king. He's Corey Feldman. So who do you like? So if you had to start 3 players in fantasy from this game, who are you starting? Are they all Lions?
I mean, yeah, you got to go Amon-Ra, obviously. Only broke the 8 straight games with a touchdown streak last week, but he still had 8 catches, 69 yards,
something like that.
Yeah, so he's still going to put up good numbers every week, and I think you got to go Montgomery and Gibbs as the other 2.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm going Gibbs for sure. I'm not starting Monty though. If I can afford, if I got an option.
Who are you starting then?
DJ Moore, maybe.
So you're going Gibbs, Moore, and Amon-Ra?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I think Moore's gonna beast, right? The negative pass script, I think, right? The Lions are putting up points.
The offense is too good. They find a way to score a ton of points every week, even on weeks where they throw 5 interceptions in a game. They still find 24, 25 points.
Well, that's not that many. They've been scoring 50, right? 24 against the Colts really isn't that impressive.
I think they've covered every home game too. Or no, all but one. No, all but one home game. Sorry, they lost.
Yeah, that Bucs game. Yeah.
That was a one game.
But like Gibbs, what do you think Gibbs' rushing yards are?
What was it? Tomorrow? I'd say 75 and a tud.
Yeah, it's like 71.5. I mean, if Monty's kind of like, if Monty's at 60%, they're going to lean on Gibbs. So they're up. I just think there's no way he doesn't hit that.
Yeah, I think 75 and a touchdown is a reasonable bet for Jahmyr Gibbs at this point.
So what are you doing? So Rome Odunze, wide receiver 2, Keenan Allen, wide receiver 3, and Rome maybe a flex?
Rome is a flex for me at this point. I can't trust him. He's been getting a lot more targets though, which is good, but it's just the connection just isn't there.
Yeah, he's got 10 in back-to-back games.
Yeah, there's not connecting right now, and that's it'll come with time. But some people at this stage of the season don't really have that luxury of time.
Yeah.
Like you could be 6-6, you could be 7-5, you could be right on a playoff bubble one way or another. You got to go with a better floor, and Rome's floor isn't great. So
yeah, that's true. And then what are the Lions side? Like Laporte, you can't start anymore. He's like Tyreek Hill for me. But Jameson Williams, like where would you rank? Would Jameson be above Odunze, above Allen, below Moore?
I would put Jameson Williams, for me at least. Let's see, I'm trying to rack my brain here in order. I'm going in the entire game. So I'm going Amon-Ra. I'm going as receivers. Yeah. Amon-Ra, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, probably Jameson Williams after that.
Okay.
the thing with Jameson is it's very high ceiling. Like he's one of those like insanely high ceiling guys, and the highs are so high, but the bad games are bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd probably start him over Keenan Allen. Allen's been pretty steady, but I feel like he's old man. I don't trust him. But I think Gibbs is gonna go. Oh. Go ahead.
I try to stay away from the Thursday games as much as possible. But,
I love them. I think Gibbs is going to go crazy. I think the Bears are like bottom 5 explosive rush defense. So he's just going to break through that tackle, see green, and then he's off. So I'm going to be having these monster Gibbs props. But next game, my best bet of the year, my favorite bet. Don't say the L word, but so we got Giants and the Cowboys. Kind of an awful game.
Brutal.
Can you even start 3 fantasy players? We got 2.
Yeah, you got to start CeeDee Lamb and Malik Neighbors. Those would be the 2. I would also still start Tyrone Tracy. The Cowboys' run defense still wasn't great, even though they did have a good week. It's gotten a little bit better now that Micah Parsons is back. I would still start Tyrone Tracy. Yeah, unless you.
But he fumbled again, right? He lost the game. It was in Germany or London with a fumble. Yeah. He fumbled again. They got Singletary. Nobody likes fumbles. I see a snap share going down. Maybe 50-50 split. Singletary plays well. Maybe they just give him the keys. I mean, you can't be fumbling.
The only problem is who else are you starting in that game?
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. I mean, Wan'Dale Robinson if you're PPR. I mean, you don't really want Schoonmaker. No, it's ugly. But so neighbors, right? Like rule
huge game.
Yeah. Rule 1 of wide receivers is if they throw a temper tantrum, the next week they go off. It's undefeated.
Yeah. I mean, they should anyway. I mean, the fact they're not getting him involved in early in games makes 0 sense to me. But a lot of what just kind of like the tenant they share their stadium with. A lot of what the Giants do doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah, no, that's true. But yeah,
your owner literally goes to your GM. I'll lose sleep at night if we don't re-sign Saquon Barkley. They don't re-sign Saquon Barkley, and now he's headed for pretty much the offensive player of the year, if not league MVP, where he's now in the conversation. Like that, I don't know what goes on there. I don't know what's in the water over there, but yeah, a lot of what those 2 teams do is very puzzling. And I respect Neighbors for calling them out. And I mean, this dude's 10 games into his career, and he's already spoken like a 5-year vet. I love it.
Yeah, they're showing clips from when they were going to draft him. He's like, how do you feel if you're not involved early? He's like, well, I hate it. And Dable's like, I like that. I like dogs. And, he's like, I like that you pissed. They didn't involve him early and he got pissed. Like, what's the cap? What if I told you like a neighbor's ladder, 10 catches, 100 yards, touchdown, paid like probably, I don't know, 12-1. You like that?
Oh, yeah.
So we got Drew Lock instead of Tommy DeVito, Danny DeVito, whatever, twins. Probably an upgrade, right? Like, have you ever watched Lock play? Can he throw it? Is he check down?
He had a really good game against Philly last year. I just don't get why you'd sign this guy for a year and $5 million to not play him. Makes 0 sense.
Yeah,
so play him. I feel like Lock's going to make the most of his opportunity. At least have a pretty solid game and give the Giants a chance. I don't think the Giants will cover. The spread's too low for me. The Giants aren't very good against the spread this year. I think they're 3-8.
Neither's Dallas.
Neither's Dallas. But hey, Dallas covered more recently than the Giants.
That's true.
And, on the other side of the coin, Dallas's defense has a game record. The Giants do not.
That's true.
But I do like Drew Lock, and I feel like he'll have a decent game, and he'll feed Neighbors early and often.
Yeah, I saw there's this tweet where they structured Lock's contract where it's all incentive-based. So they were starting DeVito to save money.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. If Lock's smart, hyper-target Neighbors, Cowboys aren't smart enough to double them. So, I mean, I think first drive, Neighbors has 3 grabs. What's the Thanksgiving record for receptions? Like, I'm all in on Neighbors.
But I know it was like Randy Moss had that one game in Dallas where he had like 3 first-quarter touchdowns. All on the bombs. It was like 3 catches, 168 yards, and 3 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Well, he's not going to do that.
No, definitely. But I could see Neighbors having a pretty big day.
So CD, well, we got a couple questions. We're gonna get these in a second. Let's just finish with this game. So we got CD Lamb. He was okay. He had what 10 catches, but like 70 yards last week.
Yeah.
Do you find his profile's different now with Cooper Rush, like the deep balls?
Oh, definitely. The deep ball is pretty much done unless he, anything he's gonna have to do yardage wise is gonna mainly have to be after the catch.
Okay, so what does that do to fantasy? You think it takes away ceiling but raises his floor because he's just getting check down city?
Higher floor, lower ceiling, but still very startable and still should be started every week.
Where would you put him then? Would you rather have Neighbors or Lamb rest of the season?
Right now, I would still rather have Lamb. I just don't trust the Giants. I still trust the Cowboys to get CeeDee Lamb the ball. They paid him. They've taken care of him. They know they're not just going to shut him down. And, Jerry won't let them quit. So,
what about Amon-Ra? Amon-Ra or Lamb?
I'm still Amon-Ra for me. The Lions are rolling. They're a machine. That team is on a mission.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra, never seems to lack motivation any week. So, yeah, give me Amon-Ra all day.
Okay. So we had Farrell asked us about Kyron Bucky for Garrett Wilson, and he followed up with, okay, you got scared and realized Bucky's going to be amazing. Oh, that's too bad. Now he said he'll give me Garrett Wilson and D-Hop. Oh, give me Garrett Wilson for D-Hop and Jacoby. Do I still deal? He'll give me Garrett Wilson for D-Hop and Jacoby. Well, you're out two for one. You're getting the best one. Jacoby's been pretty good, but Gardner's out. Aiden McConnell's in. That's a bit of a downgrade. And D-Hop, I mean, is
I would actually still do this trade. Again, you got the higher ceiling with Garrett Wilson, in my opinion.
Especially low. I think you like it too. But quick Jets? Do you think they're going to shut down Rodgers? There was talk about him releasing, quitting, firing, running for president. I mean, being in the cabinet. So you think it's all smoke?
I think it's all smoke. I don't think the Jets are going to shut him down yet. If it gets really bad, maybe, but it would be a major disservice if they did that. I just don't think they will.
Okay, because there's all over the Twitter on the weekend. Just people, the owner hated him. He's got everyone fired. So okay. So Garrett Wilson we still like, right? Still,
for now.
For now. For now. Okay. Manning, did I start Burrow or Chase? Sorry, so we have the same question?
Yeah, same question, except this guy actually does have Jamar Chase. So we're going Burrow. You ride the
I don't know. Maybe you do Knicks and you split it. No. If you have Chase, you start Burrow. Those are the rules.
Yeah, you ride the stack.
What situation would you not do start Burrow? Like on the road, Kansas, no. Huh?
If he's hurt.
Hurt, bad weather? On the road
I still trust him.
In Philly?
Again, if the Bengals were not 4-7, he would be running away with league MVP right now.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah.
He's having the best season that nobody talks about because the team is bad.
It's true.
27 touchdowns, 4 picks. You start.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yep, that's pretty good. After the bye, everyone's a little healthy too. Yeah. Start Burrow at home. You have Chase. You got Chase because you want Burrow. I can't imagine. Okay, Matt Carmody says start Dallas or Houston for defense special team. So we got Dallas, Giants. You're assuming maybe you get a couple picks, sack fumbles, and then Houston. Who's Houston playing?
They're at Jacksonville, and I really like Dallas for this one because Houston's already played Jacksonville this season, and Jacksonville nearly beat them in Houston. So there's that. They could be getting Trevor Lawrence back, and Trevor Lawrence had arguably his best game of the year against the Texans.
They could be getting Lawrence back this weekend?
Yeah, he returned to practice on Monday.
Wow, I missed that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it could be a thing, and I don't trust the Giants.
Okay, Dallas, Houston. That's
Micah Parsons can make your week.
Yeah, that's true. I would still go Houston because if Trevor Lawrence doesn't play Mac Jones, it's going to be a feast.
I'm just going to say they just gave up 30. They gave up like 20, 25 points to Will Levis.
That's a good point. But they got like 9 sacks though.
They gave up a lot of points.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Either way, yeah. Okay. Manning says Lamar would still be MVP if the Bengals were good. Well, if Burrow had gotten those 2 wins over Baltimore, uh, so
Lamar's having a great year, but right now he is probably, at least in my opinion, third or fourth in MVP.
I mean, I'd have Josh Allen 1. I don't know.
Me too.
Lamar's not 2. I got Lamar over Barkley.
For right now, my 1 and 2, since it's basically a quarterback award, so I just, I understand the assignment here. I'm
Yeah.
going Allen 1, and I'm going Jared Goff number 2.
Goff. Okay. I mean,
2, and he's 10-1.
yeah, he's been great.
And they're beating, and again, they're beating everybody, pretty much everyone handily. It's not like they're just winning these like 1-score games. Like they're winning games, and they're winning them convincingly.
Yeah, but I feel like he's just chilling, right? The O-line's blocking for him, the run setting up the play action. He's, he has more touchdowns than misses. He's playing great, but it's not a complex car he's driving, right?
Yeah.
Lamar's, but
I mean, Lamar's doing a lot, but Lamar, he's either third or fourth, and Miles because you have to take one of the mix. He's having such a great year, but you know how it is. I mean, he's having a little bit better of a year than Christian McCaffrey did last year, but even McCaffrey didn't even really crack the MVP discussion, so you already know it's going to a quarterback.
Yeah. Manning's going head to head with you. He says Lamar has more passing yards, same touchdowns, less interceptions, and then there's the rushing. I think, but Baltimore's got their bye coming up since he had theirs, so if it's within 250, it's essentially tied. Yeah, I mean Lamar's been. I mean Lamar's awesome. Nobody's hating on Lamar.
Nobody's hating on Lamar at all. I just said if the Bengals had a better record, and like you just said, won those 2 games, Burrow would be running away with the MVP right now, but they don't.
Yeah, I probably agree with that. I mean, he's got to carry the load. That's why just Goff doesn't have to carry it. Lamar's got Henry, right? Well, Burrow's got Chase. You can play this game forever. All right, Flex CDS Smitty says Flex 2 choices are Pittman, Dowdle, Addison, Keenan Allen, Evan Ingram, Jalen Warren. Oh my God! So let's say Trevor Lawrence is playing. Does that bump Evan Ingram for you?
A little bit, but not enough to flex him.
Okay, Addison just had a monster. Is he making that Jalen Waddle leap, or you're a Justin Jefferson guy?
I'm a JJ guy, but I mean, you can't really go wrong with Addison either against the Cardinals secondary. The Cardinals secondary has been respectable. I think Pittman's the one guy I put in there for sure. He came back last week and had almost 100 yards, over 6 grabs.
Okay, so who can we rule out? I mean, Jalen Warren's been great.
I'm going Pittman and Keenan Allen here because Keenan Allen's got a pretty safe floor.
You're going Pittman and Keenan Allen. Oh my God. Okay, let me see. What am I doing? I just love me some Jalen Warren.
I know you do. I love Jalen Warren too, but he's not RB1. He should be, but he's not. Until Pittsburgh pulls the plug on Najee.
Yeah, they're not probably going to do that. I mean, it's like, how do you bench Addison after that game? But that is the game. Is Manning still okay? Oh, he's got another thing. I thought he was still going to be about Burrow Lamar, which I love. Dowdle, I don't like. He doesn't have a rushing touchdown. I mean, Ingram, Lawrence, you never want to be a part of a QB coming back off an injury. Warren versus Cincy, I love. That's a great matchup. Pittman, he's still worried about the back. Who's Indy playing?
Indy is playing
Patriots. That's a great matchup.
Yeah, Pittman had 96 last week against Detroit.
Okay. So Flex 2, Pittman. So you wanted to go Pittman, Keenan Allen?
Yeah, I'm going Pittman, Keenan Allen.
Pittman, Keenan Allen. Okay, that's not bad. You get a little ceiling, you get a little floor. We'd have to know PPR or not. If it's not PPR, I'm probably gonna to Jalen Warren over Allen if I'm not getting those extra points. But that's a good team. You can't really go wrong.
Sure, it's tough. I don't believe in flexing a tight end, which is tough.
You probably got to start Addison, right? He's got touchdowns in back-to-back games. Maybe Jefferson's, having a little Tyreek. It's Justin Jefferson, but he's had he's had a few games with a touchdown. He's got 100 yards. Something's going on.
JJ's gone. I feel like it's been a hot minute since JJ found the end zone. I feel like he hasn't scored since week 4, which is really off.
Not that long, but yeah, it's been a while. I bet Justin Jefferson every week. So I watch a lot of Minnesota. Okay. It's been 45 minutes. We're going to go for just a little bit longer. So if you got any trades, jump in. Manning says, was about to trade for Scary Terry, and then the trade deadline happened. My wide receiver 2 is Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney's dope. Don't laugh.
Yeah, Darnell Mooney's sick. All right. Darnell Mooney's finally matching or reaching that potential that everybody thought he had fantasy-wise. That's definitely not a bad wide receiver 2 to have.
Yeah, don't cry. No, there's no crying. And all right,
That's
I'm just looking at the playoff schedule here. That's pretty good.
Falcons
Raiders, Giants,
have
Commanders,
Falcons have
Vikings.
Raiders, which is awesome.
I mean, I'd I'd rather have Darnell Mooney over Terry McLaurin rest of the season. To be honest,
Yeah,
it's close. It's close. Terry McLaurin just had that 84-yard touchdown. So like, and he's been a beast. But for me, I'm just matchup based, right? And it's like if you're going against the Vikings and the Panthers, and but so yeah, Darnell Mooney is probably the sneakiest wide receiver in football right now.
yeah, he's had a really good year, and he's actually a really solid wide receiver too at this point.
Okay. Oh, we got questions rolling in. All right. We got Sai Canaganti. Probably didn't do that. Do I start Montgomery or Hubbard at flex? Okay. Oh, so this is epic, right? We got Hubbard with a nice matchup. Jonathan Brooks may be coming. We got Montgomery, who all he does is score touchdowns in a great matchup, but short week, shoulder injury. I mean, I'm avoiding Montgomery this week. If it was a Sunday game, sure, but it's like, okay, Sunday shoulder hurts, Monday still hurts, Tuesday maybe light practice. It's like all of a sudden you got to play again.
Mm-hmm. I still like Montgomery. All he does is score. He's a walking at this point. I mean, he's basically guaranteeing you 6 points. Kind of got to do it if he plays, but there is the off chance he doesn't. So, and if he doesn't, you got Hubbard right there. And again, Hubbard just signed that 4-year contract extension. He played his way into the job, even when it looked like it was just going to be ripped from him. So, you got to play Hubbard too, or you got to, he's not a bad option to have, is what I should say.
Hubbard's been awesome. He scored that late fourth quarter touchdown. KC's got one of the best rush D in the league. Right, I had his under last week, so now you're going from them to what? Tampa? It's Carolina, Tampa, right?
Yeah.
So you're going from best rush D to bottom rush D. I mean, as long as Carolina can stay around, and they just went toe to toe with KC. I'm going to play it safe. I like Hubbard. I mean, sure, Montgomery revenge game, go 2 touchdowns, 60 yards, and pop. But I mean, they're rushing Hubbard. They're trying to keep Bryce, fresh and alive, and up in the pocket. So I'm a Hubbard guy. But Jason's saying Montgomery. We don't have Brian for the tiebreaker.
Yep. And then we got to do Njoku or Hill for tight end. We already did this one though.
Yeah. Okay. So
we're doing
Njoku. I had Taysom. It's the ceiling floor, right? So
yeah, exactly.
There are a lot of Taysom here. Taysom, Hill, or Kate Otten. I also have Kamara, so I might have all the rushing touchdowns. I like doing that.
I like that actually. I like Taysom Hill in this case for that reason alone, especially because the Rams have struggled against the run.
Yeah, and that's like it's like maybe your ceiling's capped a little bit, but it's like if you get all the rushing touchdowns, that's great because it might go 2-1, 3-0, 0-3. It's like you Saints off the bye at home, probably going to put up points. I like that, and then you also have Kamara. What if Taysom throws one to Kamara?
There you go,
310. Deadline tomorrow, my man, Big Mo. What up? Should I offer Calvin Ridley for Calvin Williams and Javonte Williams for Tony Pollard and Amari Cooper? The guy really likes Ridley, and my receivers are Amon-Ra, CD, Brian Thomas Jr., Michael Pittman. Need a running back. I mean, is this the biggest sell high in the history of Calvin Ridley?
Yeah. How fast can you sign off on that?
Yeah. I don't like Javonte. They got the 3-headed running backs, and none of them are good. Tony Pollard looks healthy. Amari Cooper, you got Josh Allen. I mean, I'd offer this in a heartbeat, right?
Yeah. Do it.
It's a good team, real good team. Yeah, Cooper, Monroe, CD. Okay, you're cooking. Okay, let's quickly hit that. We got the Miami. Josh Allen too. Oh, congrats. Yeah, do it. Fire away. Smoke that. Yeah, Josh Allen, Cooper. I love a good stack. Yeah. So we got that Packers-Dolphins game. It's going to be cold, too, in the cold. Everyone seems to be just loving the Packers, but I mean, Tua's been playing lights out. He had 340 last year. Brian had him in his model, so I smashed him because his prop was about 100 yards under. But this week again, Brian said model. He's saying Tua's going to smash.
I hate to play the cold weather narrative, but the cold weather narrative is going to exist until he beats it.
It's right. It's that simple. I mean, Brian Packers at home. They're feisty. Night game. The weather's just going to keep dropping. No Jair Alexander though, but it's really, can Tua avoid Xavier McKinney, right? The guy's an interception machine.
Or can he avoid getting sacked? That defensive line's been getting some pressure, against a lot of teams. And I mean, that's tough. You don't want to subject him to hits. Can he avoid taking hits?
Yeah, you just watched the Packers play your Niners, right? They routed them.
Yeah, I'm trying to forget that happened. Luckily,
Okay.
I was a little too delirious from ASU's big win over BYU to, really be too sad.
So it's the spread's 3.5, but if let's say you like Green Bay, I think we all like Green Bay. Miami's pasty's really good, probably low scoring game. Do you worry about is it too many points if it's, nobody's going to score 20?
Yeah. It's I kind of like the under in this game. Although, I mean, the Packers did score 38 last week, and they could cover, they could alone kind of cover that.
Yeah, and the Dolphins scored with 34. So
yeah, but they're also playing in Florida.
Yeah, no, it's true. So I think that's a great game though. It's a nice styles make fights, right? We just got two good QBs. One's playing great, one's not, but playoff implications is the whole.
Imagine being 8-3 and then third place in your division.
Yeah. Yeah, that is gnarly. What wide receiver room for the Packers? So how do you break that down?
Well, with Dobbs out, I think you got to go Reed, Watson, Wicks.
Reed, Watson, Wicks. Okay, even though Watson had 0 catches and he had that bad drop.
Yeah, saying, but when a guy has a game like that, they usually bounce back.
So it's a bounce back. So it's like the reverse Jordan Addison. What if the guy has a great game? Does he get more target? Does he get more defensive attention?
Yeah, it definitely gets more defensive attention. I mean, there's so much advanced scouting now. You don't think somebody, hey, this guy's been getting targeted. This guy just had a massive day. Maybe we should give him a little more attention or, figure out, how to slow him down a little bit.
It's kind of like the T Higgins, Jamar Chase. Chase goes off one game, and Higgins is going the next.
Yeah. Or they both go off.
They both go.
A couple weeks ago, right?
So does that factor in? That's why you like Tyreek this week? Waddle just had like the best game of his life. So now maybe
it's not the best game of his life in that situation. It's full PPR, and again, like the way I mentioned is it's not about the big plays. It's just small little catches that Tyreek gets, like the little stuff behind the line of scrimmage, and in full PPR, that's a point. And then whatever he does after that, I mean, you're just getting. Even if he has 5 catches for 50 yards, you just got 5 free points, and then whatever he gets after that, you're just adding on.
Yeah, no, for sure. I get it. It's just you took Tyreek with a top 5 pick, and now he's not. Now he's giving you a top 50 wide receiver. It's just.
Yeah. I mean,
the math doesn't matter.
My personal do not draft list, so I would have never taken him anyway. But
okay, Manning, you're hitting your question limit. I'm just kidding. Should I start DJ Moore or Darnell Mooney? Usually we do Mooney, but I really don't know how banged up he is. I mean, I love DJ Moore. I wrote in my preview, I couldn't believe how shocked his line was. I think that's a neighbor's line I got confused. Moore was like 54.5, right? He just dropped 100. Caleb looked great. They finally have some chemistry after the beginning of the season when he was just overthrowing them and DJ Moore was throwing his hands up. They're going to be down. You can throw in the Lions. I am starting DJ Moore this week. It would be hard to find somebody I would play over him. But there's always a threat that Keenan Allen or Robitussin pops. But
I'm also going DJ Moore here.
Yeah,
it seems like they found something with the new OC, and it looks like they're starting to click a little bit. And DJ Moore's starting to have those games that you were hoping you'd get from him earlier in the year. So yeah, I'm going DJ Moore here.
Yeah, and I mean it depends how It's just nice to have action on the Thursday too. Sometimes if it's close, I'm going to pick the guy with the game coming up. So then at least you know what you got from him, right? If DJ Moore goes 2 points, then maybe Sunday I got to play more of a high ceiling play to make the play catch up, right? And if he scores 25, I'm chilling. So information, knowledge is power. All right, we're gonna go just a couple more minutes here. What do you got from me? You got any bets? What does the team got?
I actually don't have any props right now. Just nobody's given me anything this week. But I did look a little bit on ESPN. Do like Malik Neighbors over 69.5 receiving yards. That wasn't even money the last time I checked. But still like that. I saw CD Lamb with the same line. I think he was minus 103 the last time I saw. I think ESPN also like CD Lamb over 69.5.
Yeah, watch stud wide receivers, back them in the right Thanksgiving game, national TV. They're gonna back up QBs. They're gonna be feeding their stars, right? One read, So Malik Neighbors is I don't like using the L word. It is the best bet of the season, of the century. I mean, he's gonna go off. He's gonna go off early. He's gonna go off late. He's gonna go off in between. Like, they're gonna feed him. It's the only thing he could get hurt. That's it. Or if like Cooper Rush has 2 strip sack fumbles and they go up and then they just run the ball. But like, the Neighbors is the only player worth keeping. They're gonna make him happy. He's
gonna get to 70 yards in some way, shape, or form, whether it be on an actual game script where the game's actually competitive, or they're just down chasing the game late like they were last week.
What about the early game, Lions Bears? What do you like in that?
I haven't seen any lines, but I think you said Jahmyr Gibbs was at 71 rushing yards.
Yeah,
I like that. Take the over on that.
Love that. Bears rush D is terrible. You got positive game script. Monty's hurt. I don't see how Gibbs doesn't get there, right? I think 60 at oh my God, these dogs. Okay, we got to wrap up here. We're gonna hit this last question. Poke squid, whatever. I'm on Rob, Puka. Okay, so you have the greatest team ever assembled. Aaron Jones, Bucky Kyron, and Chase Brown, full PPR 10-man. Who do I sit? I'm sitting Aaron Jones.
I'm sitting Aaron Jones too.
Right, he had a good week, but I don't really trust him. He kind of gets banged up. I mean, I don't think it even really matters. Your team's insane. But for be Aaron Jones or Chase Brown, right?
Actually,
Pittsburgh.
I'm going Chase Brown this week against the Steelers.
Yeah, me too. Right? Yeah.
Run defense. The Cardinals' run defense is also a little tougher than people give it credit for. But the Steelers made light work of King Henry. And they're going to be looking to bounce back this past week after Nick Chubb got him for 2 tutties. So,
yeah. Chase Brown's been great though, right? He's like their third option, right? He's receiving game. He's like 60 rush, 60 receiving, but you probably chop that in half this week and might not find the end zone. So yeah, Aaron Jones is the man. Okay, we got to wrap up. My dogs are going crazy. So we got Thanksgiving tomorrow. Check my preview. I just wrote up three games. I got some. I guarantee we're gonna make some money because I'm tying Malik Neighbors to everything in the world. God be willing. Jason, what do you got for me? You got any parting thoughts? Parting shots?
Hope everybody has a happy and safe Thanksgiving, and don't drink and drive.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Man, I'm in Canada, so I don't even know what Thanksgiving. Well, we already had ours. All right. Yeah, thanks everybody. We'll have Brian next week. We'll be back to our regular same day channel, same day time, 5 p.m. on Thursday. Till then, good luck with your fantasy. We're out.